I'm actually here with my partner, Tanya Gallo, who will be addressing you in the Q&A. We're the co-founders and co-directors of the Living City Project, and our gap year program is called City Gap. The mission of City Gap is, there are really two parallel missions. One is we see New York City as a classroom, as a studio, and as a community. And what that really means is we spend as much time as the weather and our civic partners will permit out in New York City, in all 5 boroughs and the larger metropolitan region, digging deeply into relevant questions of the moment and questions of history. And questions of history, of science, of creativity, of literature, and so forth. At this particular moment, there's a particularly rich opportunity because we can not only observe, but even participate in conversations about how New York City and cities around the world emerge from the pandemic. And we can look at the challenges which have been forefronted by this moment to see how civic leaders, how community activists, how environmental activists, how artists can address those questions in a powerful and meaningful way. I'm not going to read through all the bullet points here. I'll pull out a few of the most critical ones. We serve obviously rising freshmen in college, but also college students in other parts of their college career. And I think the most important aspect of our program is that it is field-based, that we will spend time together indoors preparing for field work and debriefing from field work, and on occasion talking to some of our partners, but the lion's share of our time is hands-on learning and activity out in the city, exploring the various questions with civic partners who are engaged in cutting-edge research and activity in the city. And we tackle questions which are present for New Yorkers and for city dwellers around the world. And we do this in a project-based way. And by the end of the program, you have a robust portfolio of work that you've produced, which is evidence of your mastery and of your experience. When we say project-based, we have 2 types of projects. We have group projects and we have personal projects. The group projects we determine collectively before the program begins. We engage in that in a collaborative way, but even in the group projects, there are opportunities for diving deeply into areas of personal interest. So whether it's a particular skill or a particular question that you want to address, you can dig in on those as part of the group project. But then there are also personal projects where you will dive deeply into areas of your own passion and interest, and we will connect you with our partners in the city. So what do we mean by a project? Our projects are 6 to 8 weeks long. We have one primary group project that we engage during the 14 weeks of the semester, and then we shift over into the personal projects. And all of our projects look at the city through 5 lenses. The form of the city, which looks at social geography and planning and transportation and architecture. The resilient city, which grapples with issues of climate change and health and welfare as we look at the city in terms of sustainability. The just city, which looks at diversity and inclusion and creating more inclusive narratives about how the city came to be and how we address issues of gentrification and affordable housing and equity. City of Memory, which looks at the histories that we present in telling the story of the city, whether it's through public monuments and statuary or through art or just through public narratives, and how we can make that a more inclusive set of narratives. And then the City of Creativity, which is really about art and creativity in the city. These are some project examples. The examples we've had over the past year would include how restaurants reemerged from the pandemic, creating a more equitable, inclusive, and just food system, the transportation network and how the transportation network can move into the future, And you can see a variety of different other project examples here. This is just part of the list of projects that we present to students when we're choosing what the group project would be. We present this to our participants, and then together we determine what we're going to be studying together. And you can see it ranges from questions of immigration to waterfront resilience, to public art, to performance, to the food system. We do this on the basis of what is current and what is present in the minds of our students. And then finally, what are the outcomes of our program? There are so many, and it depends upon what you bring to the program and what you're searching for. But I would say for me, maybe the most meaningful is that it's it's an opportunity for transformation, where you can become more self-possessed, where you can master life skills, where you can find your passions, where you can explore questions more deeply, make lifelong friends, and also make connections to our partners who may become mentors for you in future life, whether in college or in career. And then here's our sort of logistical information. This is how you can join us. The application is relatively straightforward. There's a deep interview process because we really want to get to know you well before you come to join us. And there is our tuition, and housing is provided by a partner named Educational Housing Service, which is a dorm-like experience in New York City. So thank you very much for your time.